So yesterday we saw what is meant by variables, right? And types of variable also we saw that there are three types of variable we saw. Which type of what are the types of variable? First one is the instance variable, then local variable, and another one is the static variable. So what is meant by instance variable? Inside the class and outside the method. That is only called as the instance variable. And where we will use that instance variable? Anywhere we can use, but we cannot use instance variable directly into the static method. Why we are not using that? Static method allows only the static data. That's why we are not using instance variable into the static method. After that we saw the local variable. What is meant by local variable? Inside the method. And where we are using that? Only in that method only within that method only. We cannot use outside that method. After that, static method we saw, or static variable we saw. So what is it by static variable? The variable which is declared with the static keyword, that is called as the static variable. It is same like a instance variable, right? Anywhere we can use, in the static method also we can use that variable, right? But it is belongs to the class, it will not belongs to the object. Okay, so today we will see the another concept, that is the constructor. It is easy, only we saw the methods, right? We saw the methods. What is the syntax of the methods? The access modifier, return type, yes. First is the access modifier, then return type, and then method name simple we have to write, and then this open close, and simple we have to curly braces open and curly braces close. That is the method syntax, right? Constructor is the same like a method. Okay, constructor is the same like a method, but what is the thing? It have the same name as the class name. Okay, constructor is same like a method, but it have the same name as that of a class name. So simple we will try to create here. I'm came to the here. Okay, so wait a minute. Okay, so here, suppose I want to create a constructor. So how will create? We have to create same like a method, right? What is the syntax for the method? First is the access modifier. Then what we need to write? Return type. Okay. Then method name, right? But inside, if you want to create a constructor, what we need to do? We have to give same name as that of a class name. Okay, we have to give same name of a class name. What is the name of our class? Test. So what we will give the name here? Sorry. Here, test only will give. TEST. Parenthesis open, parenthesis close, curly braces open, curly braces close. Can we call this as a constructor now? Can we call this as a constructor? No or yes? See the definition. Constructor is a block similar to the method having same name as that of a class name. So we have created the method here, and we have given here the name, same name as a class name as well. Right. So can we call this as a constructor now? Yes or no? No, we cannot call this as a constructor because constructor does not having any return type, not even void also. And what we wrote here, that is the void. So constructor, if you want to create a constructor, you don't need to write any return type. Now we can call this as a constructor. Okay. Now we will call this as a constructor. So what is the need of our constructor? Okay. Why we are creating a constructor? To initialize an object, we are creating a constructor. Okay. What is the use of constructor? To initialize an object, we are creating a constructor. So how? Simple example we will take. Suppose if we have a two variable here, there is int a equals to 10. Okay, and another thing we have string name or language I'm writing here equals to. These two variables we have. Okay, now these two variables we have. Suppose I will create a one object. So how to create an object? Name, class name, then object name equals to, then new class name again. Okay. Now, if I want to call these variables, how we will call that? Directly we can call this here. Can we call this directly here? Yes or no? No, right? If I write here system.out, and here if I write object dot so can it will be print here? Yeah, right? It will be print. After that system.out, if I write it here again, and if I write here object dot again language, can it will be printed here? Yes or no? See, if I run this one, and Java is printing on the console. Now, this is about the first object. Now I am creating the another object, same like that. Here, pasting, and I am created the another object as the object one. With the help of object one also, same thing we will do this. Like same thing we are printing as well here. object 1 dot a and object 1 dot blank. So what will be the value it will contain now? Yes, 10, 11, 10 and Java 10, and here what value it will contain? What is the value of a here? What is the value of blank? Here and here? Java, right? So if I create a many objects, or if I create multiple objects also here, so it will contain the same value, right? Whatever value we have here, it will contain the same value here. If we call this variable with the help of this object, so we are getting 10 here. If we call this variable with the help of this object also, we are getting the same value here. But we don't want like that, right? We want to initialize an object. We want to give every object a new value, right? So we want like that. So how we will do that? We can do like that also. See, if I write like that, an object dot a equals to 20, I'm writing. So can we able to write like that? Value of variable will be changed or not? Yes, it will be changed. Object dot another thing we have is the language equals to, I'm writing here this time is the Python. So can we able to write like that? Yes. If I run this one now, so what will be the value it will contain now? 20 and Python, right? If I run this one, 20 and Python, it will be print here. Means we are changing, now we are initializing the object here, right? We are changing the value of for here. We are not getting same value for this object also and for this object also. Now if I want to change the value for this object, means we will write object 1 dot a equals to, suppose I am writing here 30. Okay, and object another thing, object 1 dot a, sorry, language, and another thing I am writing here, suppose C I am writing here. So I am changing the value for here. Right. Now if I run this one, so what will be the value we will get it here? 30. And here, okay. If I run this one now, so 30 and C we are getting on the console. But if you write like that, so it will increase the number of lines, right? Every time if you have, suppose if you have two object here, so that time it is okay. Multiple times we have a 10 object, 20 object, 100 object, so that time it will be increase the line of code. And if you are increasing the line of code, that time our performance will be decreased, right? Performance of our code will be decreased. So that is not a good thing, right? This is not a good thing to initialize an object. So what is the another thing? Okay, if you want to initialize the object, this is not a good thing. So what is the another thing? So we are using simply constructor to initialize an object. We are using the constructor, and we are using the constructor to initialize an object only. We are not used to create an object. Okay, constructor is not used to create an object. Constructor is used to initialize an object. Now how we will do that? Simply I will remove this all the things from here, and from here also I am removing this all the things. Okay, so 4 line we deleted from here, right? So what I am doing is simple, I will give here the constructor. So how will you create a constructor? Simple, we need to write a access modifier. Okay, access modifier we need to write, and after that class. And here parenthesis open close, and here we need to write a curly braces open and curly braces close. If we are creating a constructor, that time we need to write here return type. No, right? Constructor don't have any return type. If you are writing return type, means it will behave like a normal method. Okay, it will behave like a normal method. But if you are not writing here the return type, means it will behave like a constructor now. Okay, now how we will do that? Simple, here we will pass two variable. This two variable we will pass from here, like for this one we will pass it like that, and for this one we will pass it like that. Okay, so simple, I am writing here x, and here I am writing y. Okay, now whatever value will come from here, that value will assign to this a, and that value will be assigned for this language also. So if I am not writing any value here now, see what is the value of a here? 0, 0, right? 0. If you are not writing any value, it will give you the default value. What is the default value of integer? 0. And what is the default value of string? Null, right? Null. What is the string? What is the default value of string? That is the null, right? Suppose now if I want any value will come here, that value I want to initialize into the a. So how we will initialize that? Simple, can I write like that? A equals to x. Can you write like that? Yes. After that, language equals to y. Can we write like that? Yes or no? Yes, right? We can write like that. Suppose if I want to means if I want to call this constructor, how we will call that? How we will call the constructor?
Object. So using object.
Before that, we will see first this thing, how to call the constructor. Otherwise, you will be confused. Simple constructor is there. If I want to call this constructor, how we will call that? Simple. Here we have a system.out, and here we have a simple hello. If we have a method, okay, suppose if you have a method here, so how we will call that method?
by using the object.
With the help of object. Suppose we have a m1 method here. I am creating another method here. There is a public void m1. Okay, system.out I am writing here, and here I am writing m1 method. So here we have a m1 method. Now, if I want to call this m1 method, how we will call that? Object dot m1 we have to write like object dot m1 if I write. So our method will be called. Now, how to call this test? Can we call like that? Object dot test, right? Like that. Can we able to call this one? No, right? We cannot able to call like that. When we will create an object, that time our constructor will be automatically called. Okay, we no need to call that no need to call the constructor. This is the constructor, right? Constructor is same like a method. We don't have any return type, and its name same like a class name. See, whatever name it have, it is name have the same name to the that this method as well. Right? So this is called as the constructor. And how to call the constructor? Whenever we create an object, okay, whenever we create an object, that time our constructor will be called. Now we will see hello will be printed or not. If I run this one, see, hello is printing here. Yes, yes or no? Yes, no, hello is printing. After that, m1 is also printing here. Suppose inside this constructor, if I give here the integer a value. Now, how to call this constructor? Inside this one, we have to give the argument, right? We saw no before. See, inside the m1, if I give here integer a value, so what we need to do? While calling this one, we have to pass one integer type of value. See, this is the m1 method. While calling this method, what this method is saying, if you want to call this method, you have to pass one integer type of value. Here we will pass some integer value like that. This 10. Here we will pass simply 10. If I run this one, so now m1 will be called. Okay. Now suppose here also I added int a, int a. Now if I want to call this constructor, so directly can it will be called? No, right? It will be not called. It is giving the error. What this constructor is saying now? If you want to call this constructor, you have to pass one integer value. Okay. If you want to call this constructor, you have to pass one integer value. So how constructor will be called? When we create an object, that time our constructor will be called. Right? When we create an object, that time our constructor will be called. So here, while calling the constructor, we have to pass one integer value because we wrote here that is the integer. Suppose if I write here string means, now what we need to do? String value we have to pass. No, simple. Here I will pass the string value. Right? If I run this one now, so can it be call or not? Yes, it is printing. This value we can use it also. I will remove this m1 method now. Now this is now is done. Okay, now we will deal with only the constructor. See, now here we are passing the Java from here. So this Java, no, whatever value we will pass from here, that value will assign to this variable. Okay, whatever value we will pass it from here, that value will assign to this variable. Now what is the value of a here? What is the value of a here? See, from here what we are passing? Java. So where it will be allocated? It will be initialized into this a. So what is the value of this a now? Java. Java, right? See, if I print it here, hello, if I give a space and if I print it here, so now see what is the value of a, we will get it here, hello, and the Java. Suppose I am giving here now the integer value, integer a. From here what we need to do? We have to pass the integer type of value, that is the 10. What is the value of a here now? And if I print this one, so what it will be print? Hello 10, right? If I printed this one, so hello, and it is printing on the console. Suppose I am giving here the character. Now what we need to do? Here, here we have to pass yes or no? Yes, no. Here we have to pass which type of value now? Character value. How to write a character? Single quote, right? I am passing here a. So now we will print that. So what it will be print? Hello. I wrote all the a, no, so I will change this value. Here. Okay. So what it will be print now? What is the value of a here? T, right? If I run this one, so hello T, it will be print on the console. Means this value we can use it anywhere, right? This value we can use it anywhere. Suppose if I take here two values, that is the int a I am writing here, and comma int I am writing b here. Now what we need to do this time? Two value we have to pass, right? First value, which value we have to pass? Integer type of value. I'm writing here 10. Then we have to write a comma here. So I'm writing here comma. After that, int b. B is a integer type of variable only. I'm writing here 20. What is the value of a here? 10. What is the value of a? See here, first value. What is the value of a here? What is the second value? B. Right? What is the value of b here? 20. Right? If I write here another value as well, suppose I am writing here, it is not fixed, you can write multiple types of value as well. Okay, if I write here string, now suppose I am writing here string type of value, that is the java. So what is the value of m now? Java. Understand, no? Now understand, or any difficulties? Understand, no? Okay, so what is the value of a here? 10. And what is the value of b? 20. Now we can use this value also, right? Suppose I am writing here a plus b, but we have to separate this thing. I will separate this thing like that. So now what it will be print? Hello and the 30. If I not writing this thing, see what will happen? If I write like that means hello and 20. If I want to add that one means we have to write like that inside the bracket. Okay. Now if I run this one means hello 30, it is 20. And if I want to give any name here, in here if I give here addition is, now what it will be print? Addition is 30. We can create a program like that, right? We can create any program like that. Suppose if I write here the minus sign means now 10 minus, what is the value of a here? B here, what is the value of a? What is the value of b here? 20. 10 minus 20 minus 10, right? If I print it this one, but here we need to write a subtraction, right? So here after that, suppose I am changing the value from here. Suppose I am writing here 40 and here I am writing. So now I am writing here now 30. What is the value of a now? 40. What is the value of b now? 10. Right? If I run this one, so 30 is printing on the console. Right? So this is the use of our parameter. Means we can use that parameter as well. Okay? So we can use that parameter also here. A also we can use. B also we can use. Right? This type means whatever value we can pass it from here, that will be assigned to this variable. Okay? Whatever value we will pass it from here, that will be assigned to this variable. Suppose now here a and b value you know, right? Now so suppose we have a here variable, that is int a equals to suppose we have a int a only here, and we have another thing that is a string name. Okay, two things we have, that is the int a and the string name here. Okay, so now if I want to assign this value into this one, so how we will assign that? I will change the variable for now because we have to learn that concept. So here we have need to write a string, because we have two types of integer and string. That's why I'm writing integer and this string. Okay, so now I want to assign this value. What is the value? What is the value of x now? 40. And here we need to write a string value, so I'm writing here star. Okay, now and what is the value of a here? 40. 0, right? What is the value of a here? Okay, what is the value of a here? That is the 40. What is the value of name here?
Java. First is null, after that
Java. How? Null only, no? Null only. Okay, this value here we are not initializing the value anything. So what is the value of this one? That is null only. What is the value of x here? That is the 40. What is the value of y here? That is the Java. Okay, now if I want to initialize this value of x to the a, so how we will write? A equals to x we will write, right? If I want to initialize this y value into the name, how we will initialize? Name equals to y we need to write, right? What is the value of a now? 40, right? Because from here it will initialize the value into this one. What is the value of name now? Java. From here it will be initialize the value like that. So how we will initialize that? A equals to x. So what is the value of x here? See here, what is the value of x? 40, right? So it will initialize this 40 to this a. What is the value of y here? Java. So y equals to Java, it will be print. So what is the value of y here? So Java will be assigned to this, sorry, name. It is not. Okay, so what is the value of y here? That is the Java. Java will assign to this name. Okay, so a and name we are assigning from here. Now if I want to print that one, I will print another method. I will create here public void and display method. I will create simple method I am creating. The method we are creating, no, every time simple method I am creating. System dot out I am writing. A I am printing first, and after that system dot out I am writing, and after that name I am printing. Simple. Okay. Now if I run this one, so what will be the value we will get it? First, it will call the constructor, right? Whenever we create an object, that time it will call the constructor. So it will see the constructor which having first integer type of value and another value is the string type of value. So where is the constructor? This is the constructor. Yes, this is the constructor. This is the method which having the same name as a class name and which does not having any return type. Right? And it have the first parameter is integer, another parameter is the string. Now if I run this one here, so 40 will be going to the x and Java will go into the y. Now inside this one, what we are doing, we are assigning the value of x into the a and value of y into the name. What is the value of a now? 40. What is the value of name now? Java. Now after that, if I call here object dot display method, what it will do, it will come here into this display method, and what it will print, system dot out dot println and value of a. So what is the value of a now? 40. And what is the value of name now? Java. If I run this one, so 40 and the Java is printing on the console. Now suppose I am removing this thing, I'm commenting out this or removing this thing. Now what will be the value we will get it here? 0 and the null, because we are not initializing any value here, right? If I run this one, so 0 and the null will be printed on the console. This time we can initialize the object here with the help of this constructor. Just we are initializing the values to the variable, right? We are initializing the object also, we are initializing the values to the variable as well, right? If I create another object here, suppose if I create object, there is a new test I'm writing here, and here if I create another object, here I am giving 30 first, and after that here I am giving C++. Okay, and after that here I am writing initializing the values to the variable object 1 I am writing, and with the help of object 1 again I will call the display method. So now what will be the value we will get it in this method, and what will be the value we will get it in this method? Okay, see, first time the value will be 40, it will go into the x. After that value will be value of Java will go into the y. First time. Okay, first time constructor will go. It will what is the value of x now? It is 40. What is the value of y now? Java. Right. We are initializing this value of a and value of name, value of x and value of y into this variable. Okay. In simple, we are printing that value. Okay. First time it will print 40 and the Java. After that, another thing, another constructor we are running is it 30 and the C++. Now another constructor when we work, okay, when we execute the another constructor, that time what is the value of x here? 30, right? And what is the value of y here? C++. And simple, we are adding that value into this instance variable a and instance variable name. It will be initialize that and it will print that value only. What will be the value it will print? 30 and the C++. See if I run this one. First 40 and the Java it is printing. After that 30 and the C++. Means for every object we are initializing new values, right? For every object we are not getting the same values, right? Before that we are facing this issue, but now we are not facing this issue. For every object we are getting the new values. That is the use of our constructor. Okay, that is the our main use of our constructor. That is the constructor is used to initialize an object. And how constructor will be called? Constructor execute automatically when we create an object. Okay, when we will create an object, that time our constructor will be called automatically. Okay, and what keyword we will write with the constructor? There is public, protected, default, and the private modifier we can write with the constructor. We cannot able to write static, synchronize, another thing with the constructor. Okay, so simple, we can what we will write only the public, then private, and the protected. If I remove this all the things once, okay, all the things I'm removing. Now if I want to create a constructor, how we will create a constructor? Constructor is the same like a method, it does not having any return type, and its name is same like a class name. So I will create a constructor, and which modifier we will use here? Public, private, protected, and default. So this time also I am using a public. Okay. If I'm not using anything, if I directly executing this one means default, it will be considered. Okay. So this time I'm writing public. Return type we need to write. Return type we need to write? No. Direct we need to write a class name. Then parenthesis open, parenthesis close, and then curly braces open, curly braces close. Can we call this as a constructor now? Yes or no? Yes. Why? Because constructor is same like a method. So here we have given the parenthesis, then curly braces open, curly braces close. Okay. And it's same name. It's having the same name as a class name. See what is the name of the class? Test. So what is the name we have given to this method? Test. Right. So this is called as the constructor, and this it does not having any return type. But if you are seeing here, the return type is this is not called as the constructor. Constructor does not have any return type. And if I write here simple system dot out, and inside this one I am writing constructor. Okay. Simple I am writing here constructor. If I want to call this constructor now, so how we will call that constructor? See here, constructor executes automatically when we create an object. Okay, when we create an object, that time our constructor will call automatically. How to create an object? Paste, then object equals to new class name. Okay. Now if I run this one, so our constructor will be called or no? Yes. Yes or no? Yes, no. If I run this one, so our constructor will be called here. How will constructor will be called? So when we create an object, that time our constructor will be called. Now suppose if I remove this thing from here, so now our constructor will be called or not? Yes or no? Yes. What is the use of new keyword here? To create an object. So new keyword we wrote here. After that class name also we wrote here. Means this time also our object is creating, but we are not storing that object somewhere. Right? We are creating the object here, but we are not storing that object somewhere. Okay. So if I call like that also, our constructor will be called. Okay. Because new keyword is used to create an object. And if you write like that means we are creating a constructor and we are storing that constructor. We are creating an object and we are storing that object into this variable. Okay. So that is the use of our constructor. After that, here constructor having the three types. First one is the default constructor. This we can call this as a no argument constructor. After that, no argument constructor, which is created by the programmer. After that, parameterized constructor, which is created by the programmer. So we have three types of constructor: default constructor, no argument constructor, and the parameterized constructor. Default constructor, who will create that? Is the compiler. No argument constructor, who will create? Programmer means us only, right? And after that, parameterized constructor, who will create? That is the programmer. What is meant by no argument constructor? The constructor which does not having any parameter, that is called as the parameterized constructor. Okay, what I said, the constructor which does not having any parameter, that is called as the no argument constructor. Here we have created the constructor. Where we will write the parameter? Here. Right? Here if I write it anything, that is called as the parameter. But if I not writing anything means this constructor does not having any parameter. Which type of constructor is this? Which type of constructor? That is the no argument constructor. Simple thing only. See, the constructor which does not having any parameter. So see, here we will write the parameter, and here we don't have any parameter, right? So the constructor which does not having any parameter, that is called as the no argument constructor. Now another thing is that what is meant by parameterized constructor. Simple, I will create here public. Then we have to give the class name like that, and here curly brackets open and curly brackets close. Okay, here I am writing this time that is the parameter, that is the int a I am writing. This is called as the parameter, right? Parameter, can we call this as a parameter or not? Yes, no, this is called as the parameter. Whatever things we write inside the parenthesis, that is called as the parameter. This is called as the parameter, right? Here constructor which having the parameter, that is called as the parameterized constructor. And what is meant by no argument constructor? Constructor which does not having any parameter, that is called as the no argument constructor. And the constructor which having the parameter, that is called as the which type of constructor? Parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor. Okay, parameterized constructor. We have two types of constructor here. There is no argument constructor and the parameterized constructor. If I run this one now, so which type of constructor will be called? No argument or parameterize. See here, text we wrote here and does not we didn't pass anything in from here. So what which constructor it will be called? No argument constructor. If I run this one, no argument constructor will be print on the console. Now if you want to call this constructor means we have to pass one integer value. So here I will come and if I write here, now this time our parameter constructor will be called or not? Yes, right? If I run this one, it will come here and it will print parameterized constructor. If I want to call both the constructor means another object we have to create. Okay, this object I have created. So compiler will come here or JVM will come here. After that, here we are creating an object. It will see we have any constructor or not. Okay, when it will create an object, that time it will be check we have any constructor or not, and which constructor it will check? Constructor which having one integer type of value. So it will become here. This is the constructor, but it having any integer type of value, integer type of parameter it have no, right? So it will not come here. It will go the another constructor here. You will see here the constructor which having the integer type of value. So this is the thing. So it will come here. It will print parameterized constructor on the console. Another thing, another time it will be come here. After that here it will be see the constructor which does not having any parameter. It will check for that. Where is the constructor which does not having any parameter? This is the constructor which does not having any parameter. Yes, it will become here. It will print no argument constructor on the console. If I run this one, so first we will get parameterized, another we will get that is the no argument constructor. Last thing is that is it default or default constructor or the no argument constructor? What is this thing? So if programmer will not create any any constructor, okay, if programmer will not create any constructor, suppose I am the programmer, I am not creating any programmer now, what will happen? Compiler will internally create one constructor that is called as the default constructor. Okay, if programmer will not create any constructor, compiler will automatically create one constructor that is called as the default constructor. So how we will create a constructor? How it will be create a constructor? So default internally it will be create a constructor like that, public test, and inside that it will add here super. Okay, internally compiler will create a constructor like that. It is not visible for us because compiler will create this internally. Okay, so if you are not creating or programmer will not create a constructor, that time compiler will create internally one constructor. That constructor is known as the default constructor. Okay, that constructor is known as the default constructor, and default constructor is created by the compiler, and no argument constructor and the parameterized constructor is created by the programmer. Okay, anyone have any issues? Anyone have any issues till now? This question will ask into the interview like when default constructor will be create, who will create a default constructor? So who will create a constructor that is default constructor? Compiler. And when default constructor will be created? When programmer will not create any constructor, that time compiler will create internally one constructor. That constructor is known as the default constructor. Okay. So here we have three types of constructor: default constructor, no argument constructor, and the parameterized constructor. What is meant by constructor? Constructor is same like a method which having the same name at a class name. Okay, which having the same name as that of a class name. After that, we have a three type of constructor: a parameterized constructor, no argument constructor, and the default constructor. And main thing is that constructor does not having any return type, not even void also. When our constructor will be called, when we create an object, that time our constructor will call automatically. Okay, when we will create an object, that time our constructor will be executed automatically. Okay, and what is the use of our constructor? To initialize an object, not to create an object. Okay, what is the use of constructor? It is used to initialize an object, not to create an object. Okay, anyone have any issues now? Anyone have any issues inside the constructor? Can you able to create that? Yes, no? Can you able to create that? Yes. Okay, now we will move to the another part, that is the operator. So what is meant by operator? Anyone knows what is meant by operator?
Operator is a symbol.
Operator is a symbol. Can you give me the example of the operator? Multiplication, division, modulo, addition, subtraction. Why we are using the multiplication? To multiply anything. Why we are using this sign, that is the plus sign? to add anything. Why we are using this minus sign? To subtract anything. So operator is a symbol which is used to perform some operation. Okay, operator is a symbol which is used to perform some operation. Like if you take the example, inside the operator we have many types of operator, but we are seeing only the important operator only that will come into that will useful for us, that we are seeing in this tutorial. So first one is the arithmetic operator. So arithmetic operator we are using from the childhood, like multiplication, division, modulo, addition, subtraction. These all are the arithmetic operation. And another thing is that division and modulo. Anyone knows the difference between division and modulo? Quotient and remainder. If we use division, it will return the quotient. But if we use the modulo, that time it will return a remainder. That is the difference between the division and the modulus. We are using this all the operator in the mathematics, right? We are using this all the things in the mathematics also. So inside the Java also we have a same using like a mathematics. Okay, so these are the arithmetic operation. We need to I need to teach this operator like subtraction, addition, modulo, division, multiplication. I need to teach that how to create how to multiply, how to divide. I need to teach that this one. No, right? You knows the addition, division, multiplication, right? You knows all the thing. So I will not teach that. You knows the anybody will ask you what is meant by arithmetic operation. These all are the arithmetic operation. That is the multiplication, division, modulo, addition, and subtraction. These all are the arithmetic operation. If we go move to the another type of operator, so we have a logical operator. So what is meant by logical operator? So logical operator are used to determine the logic between variables and values. If you want to determine the logic between the variables and values, that time simply we are using the logical operator. Okay, here we have three types of logical operator: logical and, logical or, logical not. Now, from here we will try to understand. Return true if both the statements are true. And remember one thing: logical operator will give only the boolean value. That is the boolean value means true and false. Okay, boolean value it will be give whatever operation we will do with the help of logical operator. It will give only the boolean value. That is the true value and the false value. So we have three types of logical operator: logical and, logical or, and logical not. Okay, so how we will calculate that? Returns true if both the statements are true. Logical or returns true if one of the statements is true, and then logical not reverse the result, return false if the result is true. Understand? No, I will understand. I will tell you how to remember this all thing. If you are calculating the logical and, what you need to do? Simple, you have to do the multiplication. Okay. If you are doing the logical and, simple you have to do the multiplication. See, A having the 0, 0, 1, 1. These are the all the values of the A, and B having 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay. All are the 0, 1, 0, 1 means binary number. Okay. We saw in first day only we saw that is the machine language, right? Machine language, that is the binary language. We can say that binary language means 0 and the 1 only. See, A having this much value like 0, 0, 1, 1, and B having the 0, 1, 0, 1. I need to calculate A double and B. So double and means the logical and. Right? Yes. Okay. So logical and. So logical and is denoted by the double and. Logical or is denoted by the double standing line. And logical not is denoted by the exclamatory sign. Okay. Logical not is denoted by the exclamatory sign. Now I want to calculate that A logical and B. Okay. I want to calculate A logical and B. How to calculate that? It is saying like returns true if the both the statements are true. But how to understand from this one, this table? Suppose value of A is 0, value of B is 0. Simple. If you are calculating the logical and, that time you need to do the multiplication. Okay. Simple, you need to do the multiplication. 0 into 0. What we will get? 0. Then 0 into 1, 0 again. 1 into 0, 0. And 1 into 1, 1. So see here. When we are getting the true here, when both the values are true. So I told you in first day only, right? This is 0 means false and 1 means true. 0 means false and 1 means true. Here false, false. What we are getting? False. False. What we are getting? False. Again true, false. What we are getting? False. And true, true. What we are getting here? True. So when we are getting the true here, when both the statements are true, that time only we are getting the true here. Now read this statement: return true if the both the statements are true. Now you will understand. Now you can understand, right? Returns true if the both the statements are true. And understand. Remember one thing. If you want to calculate the logical and simple, you need to do the one operation, that is the multiplication. Okay. If you are want to do, if you want to calculate the logical and simple, you need to do the multiplication here. Okay. 0 into 0, 0 we are getting. 0 into 1, 0. 1 into 0, 0, and 1 into 1, 1 we are getting. If we multiply any number with 0, so we are getting 0, right? If we multiply any number with 0, so we are getting 0. Now, another thing is the logical OR. Returns true if one of the statements is true. So inside this one, what we need to do? If you are calculating the logical OR, simple you need to do the addition. Okay, simple you need to do the addition. Now, if you want to calculate the A logical OR B, how to calculate? 0 plus 0. What we are getting? 0 plus 1, 1 plus 0, and 1 plus 1, 1 only. We are not getting 2 here because we are dealing with the binary number. So here 0 and 1 only is there. So 1 plus 1, we are getting only here the 1. So here we are calculating the logical OR. And if you are calculating logical OR, which operation we need to perform is the addition. Okay. If you want to calculate the logical OR, simple you need to do the addition. 0 plus 0, 0. Then 0 plus 1, 1. And 1 plus 0, 1 again, and 1 plus 1, 1. So when we are getting true here, if one of these statements is true, see, if one of the statements is true, that time only we are getting true, otherwise we are getting the false. If both the statements are false, that time we are getting the false, otherwise we are getting the true as always, right? So true, return true if the one of the statements is true. Okay, so that is the meaning of our logical OR. After that logical not, we have, what is the logical not? It will reverse the result. If you have true, so it will give the false. If you have the false, it will return true. So see, value of A is a 0, and I want to calculate the logical not. So if you have a false, means it will return true, and if you have a true, means it will return false. So that is the logical not, logical OR, and logical AND. Okay, then we will get true inside the logical AND. When the both the statements are true, that time we are getting the true into the logical AND. And which operation we have to perform if you want to calculate the logical AND? Multiplication, right? Multiplication or addition? Multiplication. Then logical OR. When we are getting true here, when one of the statements is true, that time we are getting the true here. Okay, and which operation we are calculating here? Addition. After that, logical not. So what it will do? It will reverse the result. If you have true, means it will return false, and if you have false, means it will return true. So same like that, we have another operator, that is the bitwise operator. See here, inside the bitwise operator, we have bitwise and bitwise OR. Same like that one, right? Same like that one. And here, logical AND is denoted by the double AND, logical OR is denoted by the double standing line. But here, bitwise AND is denoted by the single AND, and bitwise OR is denoted by the single standing line. If you see here as well, returns true if the both the statements are true. And if you see here as well, returns true if the both the statements are true. So both are same only. So what is the difference between the bitwise operator and what is the difference between the logical operator? So logical operators are deals on the variables and the values. Okay, where logical operators are deals on the variables and the values, but the bitwise operators are deals on the individual bits of the numbers. That we saw, no, 1 byte equals to 8 bits, right? 1 bytes equals to 8 bits. So it will work on that bits only. On one individual bits, it will be work on. Okay. If you want to work on the bits, that we can use the bitwise operator. And if you want to work on the logic, that is the variables and the values, so that time we are using the logical operator. Okay, if you are dealing with the variable and value, that time you can use logical operator. If you are dealing with the bits, that is the individual bits of the number, that time you can use the simple bitwise operator. And both are the same only. See, 0 into 0, 0 we are getting. 0 into 1, 0. 1 into 0, 0 again. And 1 into 1, 1. And if you want to calculate the bitwise OR, means simple addition we need to do. So 0 plus 0, and then 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 0, again 1, and 1 plus 1, we also give 1. Okay. Now another thing is that another operator, that is the ternary operator. This is the interesting operator. See, it have a 3, ternary means 3, right? Ternary means 3, it have a 3 operand. That is the first expression 1, expression 2, and the expression 3. Okay, so expression 1 will return the boolean value. What it will be returned? That is the boolean value. If expression 1 return the true value, so it will take this expression 2 and it will store into this variable. Okay, it will take this expression 2, it will store into the variable when expression 1 having the true value. Okay, expression 1 will return either true or the false. When expression 1 returns true value, it will take this expression 2 and it will store into this variable. Another thing, if expression 1 having the false value, it will expression 1 give the false value, so what it will do, it will take this expression 3 and it will store into the variable. Now we will try to do the program of the ternary operator. Simple, what I am doing is I want to create a ternary operator. So what, how much expression we need to means how much expression we need to write? Expression 1, expression 2 and expression 3. So simple, first thing, that is the expression 1. Expression 1, what it will be written? True or the false, right? Simple, I am writing here true first time. After that, here we need to write a question mark. So I am writing here question mark again. And after that, here expression 2 into 2 into write. So I will write here 1. And after that, again we need to write here as the colon. It's called as a colon. Okay. And after that, expression 3 I am writing here. Right? Why it is giving the error? Because we need to write one variable as well, right? We need to write a variable. So I am writing here the variable. So see, if this is a true, it will take this value and it will store into the variable. Which type of value is this? Integer or string? Inside the double quote, what we will write? String. So which variable we need to create here? String, right? String result. We have to store somewhere. Now this is complete. What is the value of expression 1 here? So which value it will take? Second or second, right? If it is true, it will take this second value and it will store into the result. Now suppose this one is the false, means now which value it will be take? Third expression. It will go into the third expression, it will take this value and it will store into the result. Now we will see this value, see this thing, it will print or not. Okay, simple, I am printing here, that is the result. Now if I run this one, so what will be the value we will get it here? 1 or 2? 2 or 1. Here, if it is false, means where it will go? Expression 2 or expression 3? Expression 3. If I write here true, means where it will go? Expression 2, right? If it is true, means it will go to the expression 2, it will take this value and will store into the result. What will be the value we will get it now? 1, right? We are getting 1. Now if it is false, means 2 or 1? If it is false, means it will go to the expression 3. If it is true, means it will go to the expression 2. Okay, if I run this one, so it will print on the console. Now we will try to create an example. Here we can able to write a condition also. If I write here one condition like a is greater than 10. If it is true, means I will write here a is greater than 10. Okay. If it is false, means I am simply writing here a is less than 10. Okay, now see this here, and we have to declare the value also here. Int a equals to, suppose I am writing here 9. Now what it will be print? See, here it will become, it will check the condition. What is the value of a here? 9, right? So 9 is greater than equals to 10. Condition is true or false? 9 is greater than 10 or not? False or true? False. So it will go to the second expression or it will go to the third expression. If it is false, means it will go to the third expression, right? It will take this thing and it will store into the result. Now if I run this one, so what will be the value we will get? A is less than 10. Now suppose I am writing here now 90. Now take the condition, 90 is greater than 10. Condition is true or false? True. If this is true, it will go into the second expression or third expression? Second expression, right? If it is true, means it will go to the second. If it is false, means it will go to the third. Now if I run this one, means a is greater than 10 is printing on the console. That is the ternary operator. Okay, it is the alternative of the if else statement. If else statement we'll see in the future. It is the alternative of the if else statement. It having only the simple functionality. Like suppose expression 1 having the true value, so it will take this expression 2, it will store into the variable. Now expression 1 having the false value, means it will take this expression 3, it will store into the variable. Okay, that is our ternary operators. Anyone have any doubt here? Anyone have any doubt? You have to create a program on the ternary operator. Okay. So anyone have any doubt till here? No. you will get the job. No, multiple times you are seeing this ternary operator. That's why I'm checking. So anyone have any doubt here? No? Okay. After that, we will move to the another part. That is the assignment operator. Assignment operator we all know. If you want to assign the values to the variable, that time simple we are using the assignment operator. Here they are giving some variation also. If you are writing x plus equals to 3 means what is the meaning of this one? X equals to x plus 3. This is the short form. Okay. If you are writing x minus equals to 3 means x equals to x minus 3. If you are writing like that, x divide equals to 3 means x equals to x divided by 3. Okay, so this is the assignment operator only. Why we are using this one? Because if you want to assign the values to the variable, that time simple we are using the assignment operator. This type of variable value operator is this one, this one. This type of operator, assignment operator, right? This is the assignment operator. This is assigning 10 into the x. This is assigning 10 into the x. So what is the value of x here now? 10, right? What is the value of x here? 10, right? Now, another operator. That is the relational operator. So why we are using the relational operator? If you want to check the relation between the operands, okay, or if you want to check the equality, or if you want to check the greater than or less than that value is the, that time we are using the relational operator. If you want to check the relation between the two operands or the two variables, that time simple we are using the relational operator. This one also you know that just now we did one program with the greater than operator, less than operator, greater than equals to, and the less than equals to, right? That is only called as the relational operator. If you want to check the relation between the two operands or the two variables, that time simple we are using the relational operator. That is the less than, greater than, less than equals to, greater than equals to instance of it, it will check, it will return the instance of that object. After that, equals to, and then not equals to, it will check when the value is equals, that time it will return true. When the value is not equal, that time it will return false. Okay, and it is like a vice versa. Okay, the vice versa. If you have true, so it will return false. If you have false, means it will return true. And relational operator will also give the boolean value, that is either true or the false. Now I will tell you one example. Suppose the value of a is 10. Okay, and I am writing here a is greater than 30. So what is the value here? What is the output condition? What is the condition? True or false? We will get it here. A is greater than 30. Condition is true or false? Check the value. What is the value of A? 20 is greater than 30. Condition is true or false? Okay, that is okay. Now if I writing here 20 equals to, I'm writing. Now true or false? It have the two condition, right? First one is the greater than, another one is the equals to. So 20 is equals to 20. Condition is true. Means here what it will be written is the true. Now suppose I am writing here 200. Okay, and I am writing here a is less than, a is less than 20. So now what will be the condition? False or true? 20 is less than 200. Condition is true or false? Condition is true or false? False, right? 20 is not less than 200. Suppose I'm writing here now, that is the 20, and here I'm writing now, that is the, sorry, I'm writing here 20, and here I'm writing now, that is 200. What is the value? What is the output? We'll get it now. What is the value of A? 20. 20 is less than 200. Condition is true or false? So here what it will be written? That is the true. That is okay. That is okay. Now if we deal with the two variables now. Okay. Now we will deal with the two variables. So suppose A having the 20 and B having the suppose 30. I will write 2 to 3 example. You have to calculate that. Okay. So A is greater than B. B is less than A. A is greater than equals to B. Okay. So what will be the value we will get it here? False or true? What is the value of A here? 20. 20 is greater than B. What is the value of B? 30. 20 is greater than 30. Condition is true or false? False, right? False will get here. We will check the another condition. What is the value of B? 30 less than 20. Condition is true or false now? False or true? False, right? Again false we are getting here. 30 is less than 20. After that, here, A. What is the value of A here? 20 is greater than equals to What is the value of B? 30. So 20 is greater than equals to 30? False. It have the two condition. Okay. First it will check this condition 2 is greater than 30. And another condition it will check 2 is equals to 30. So both the condition is wrong, right? 20 is not greater than 30 and 20 is not greater 20 is not equals to 30 answer, right? After that equals to. Then 20 is equals to 30. Condition is true or false? False only, right? So this all the condition is false now. Now suppose if I take the another example. Okay, now you have to check that example a is less than b, and now check the condition true or false. Which type of operator is this? Which are logical or, right? Inside the logical or what we are doing, that is the addition we are doing, right? When both the when we are getting the addition, when we are getting true here, when one of the statements is true, that time we are getting the true. So simple, we will calculate that. What is the value of a here? 20 is greater than, what is the value of b? 30. Then we need to write a or. What is the value of a? 20 is greater than, what is the value of b here? Now check the condition. 20 is less than 30. Condition is true or false? True. True means we can say that it is a 1. Okay. Or then 20 is greater than 30. False. False means suppose we can say that it is the 0. Okay. So inside the or what I told you to calculate is the addition. 1 plus 0. What we will get? 1 plus 0? 1. So what we will get it here? True. That is the one we are getting here. This like we have to calculate AND operator or operator. Suppose if I am writing here like that, another last example we will take. A is less than equals to B. Now, false or true? Okay, we will try to calculate. What is the value of A? 20 is less than equals to, what is the value of B? 30. Okay, and after that AND. What is the value of A again? 20 greater than, what is the value of B? 30. Right? So what first we will check 20 is less than equal to 30. Condition is true or false? True or false? True, right? And here true means 1. And then 20 is greater than 30. Condition is true or false? False means that is the 0. This one is the 0. Inside the AND what we are calculating, multiplication or addition? Multiplication. So 1 into 0. What we are getting? 1 into 0? 0. 0 means false. False, we will get it here. This is the 0. Okay. So that is the AND operator, OR operator, then relational operator. Sorry. So this AND operator, OR operator, and the relational operator. Relational operator, why we are using? If we want to check the relation between the two operands or the two variables, that time simple we are using the relational operator. Okay. So these are morely we are using into the control statement. If you are using the if statement, if else, if nested if, switch or for, while inside that we are using the most of the time that is the relational operator only. Okay, if our that condition is true or false, that will be executed. So that time this relational operator is very useful. Okay, you have to practice on the relational operator. Whatever operator we saw, that's all the operators are useful only. You have to practice on all the operators. Okay, anyone have any doubt? No. Anyone have any doubt? No or yes? Okay, that's it for today. And today's assignment is that you have to create a program on the constructor. And inside the constructor, try to calculate the values. Okay, try to calculate this addition, subtraction like that. Yesterday's program is on. No? Same you have to do with the constructor. Okay, and you have to submit on the group.